Pride and Prejudice by Megan Strauss. Pride is a personality trait that can ultimately bring people down. Jane Austen communicates this fact through her portrayal of multiple characters in Pride and Prejudice. Throughout the novel, it is made clear that the characters' pride leads to their misfortune and possible demise. Through the thoughts and actions of her characters, Austen is able to comment on pride in her society and its ability to interrupt happiness. William Darcy is the most clear example of pride in this novel because he fits the profile of a rich, proud aristocrat. In the story, he is portrayed as unapproachable, even repelling Elizabeth for a considerable amount of time. He is seen by Mrs. Bennet as so high and so conceited that there is no enduring him. Darcy's pride is rightfully mistaken as arrogance by the other characters, and especially in the Bennet family. Upon analysis of the novel, it is made clear that Darcy's pride is somewhat necessary because of his social status. Because of his high rank, he feels that he shouldn't associate himself with those with a lower rank. The narrator comments that Darcy really believed that were it not for the inferiority of Elizabeth's connection, he would be in some danger. Even considering this, Darcy's pride eventually hurts him, as for a long time he hides his feelings for Elizabeth, because he does not want to marry someone below him. Darcy's growth in the story comes when he decides to pursue Elizabeth, accepting his feelings for her despite his pride. In the end, Austen is able to show that in order for happiness to be achieved, pride must be pushed aside, as Darcy is finally happy when he accepts his feelings for Elizabeth. Like Darcy, Elizabeth's pride causes her to hide her true feelings from him. Austen, through many methods, portrays Elizabeth as more intelligent than the other women in her time. This trait of hers causes her to be very strong-willed and proud of herself. Throughout the novel, it is clear that she finds it tedious to associate with people that are of lesser intelligence, causing her to be seen by others as very judgmental. Her family, although not from the bottom of the social hierarchy, is not from the top either. Despite this, Elizabeth immediately rejects Mr. Collins's proposal in Volume 1, showing her pride for herself and knowing that she is above him. Her pride, later in the novel, causes her to reject Darcy's initial proposal, showing her high opinion of herself and mindset that he, although clearly above her in social rank, was not worthy of her. The source of Elizabeth's high sense of pride is clearly her intelligence. Although there is a lot of pressure on her to get married, Elizabeth is in no hurry to find someone because she wants to find someone who will treat her as an equal. Elizabeth's pride is shown as much higher than the other women of this time. However, her pride comes from her desire to be treated as one should be. In regard to Darcy, her pride causes her to hold a grudge over him, coming from his initial comment about her that she is tolerable but not handsome enough to tempt me. Eventually, pushing her pride aside, she accepts Darcy's proposal, his second proposal, and also accepts her feelings for Darcy. This growth point for her as a character comes as a result of her losing her high sense of pride, at least for a minute. This again shows Austen's notion that in order to find happiness, pride must be set aside. George Wickham's pride causes him to be impersonal, caring only about himself. Initially, he is portrayed as charming, good-looking, and very delightful to be around. He is a perfect gentleman. He is able to attract Elizabeth in a way that Darcy never had. He is described as having an appearance greatly in his favor, having all of the best parts of beauty, a fine countenance, a good figure, and a pleasing address. These are eventually the strategies that he uses to manipulate girls into falling for him. Wickham's pride causes him to be impersonal towards the other characters, particularly the girls that he is supposedly in love with. He is able to seduce them through his charming manner in order to take their money, as shown through his seduction of Lydia and Georgiana. Ultimately, Wickham is a static character, never changing his ways. His sense of pride causes him to remain unhappy. Austen uses him in order to portray the theme as him and Lydia end up poor, showing that pride does not lead to happiness. Austen's use of this character allows for her theme to be more prominent, as the reader is able to see that a character does not grow because they remain prideful. Throughout the novel, Austen tries to demonstrate the detrimental effects that pride can have on people. Although pride can be justified at times, in order to be truly happy, one must swallow their pride. Austen demonstrates this through Darcy and Elizabeth's pride keeping them from accepting their feelings for each other, and Wickham's desire to marry above him. According to Austen, people being overly proud of themselves is a major problem in her society, and this idea is still true today. Thank you for watching.